Before any of you flood the comments calling me a scam artist or a crook, I'll start off by saying that I hate my job. In all my years growing up, being a scam caller was not the career I aspired to be in, and was the only job offered to me after being turned down by multiple supermarkets and warehouse positions. If I'm being honest, I wasn't very good at my job. I often tried to convince people to not purchase what I was selling. I was luckily paid by the hour, rather than per sale I made, and so many of my calls would be filled with phrases such as, "Are you sure? I'll let you think on it for a couple of minutes." And sometimes simply hanging up the phone if the payment they suggested overstepped my boundaries and filled me with unimaginable guilt. That was all until the call I made today. It started off simple enough, a generic, dreary morning to the 8-hour shift with sprinkled nothingness small talk and stale donuts. The first number on my handout sheet was an old lady who I managed to sell a couple penny stocks to for $50. My heart ached to hear the shaky, "Okay," when I asked her to confirm she wanted to purchase. But in situations like this, I force myself to imagine my victims in another light, one where I play more of a Robin Hood role, stealing money from the abusive and greedy, and giving to the penny-pinching hands of my lower-class boss. No one enjoyed their job here, not even the manager, but we had to put food on the table one way or another. The second call I made was to a younger gentleman who hung up abruptly when I opened with the line, "We are acting on the recent car crash you have fallen victim to." Smart kid, I thought. The third number, the number that made me quit my job and face the struggles of unemployment. I keyed the number into the telephone, not paying attention enough to memorize it, seeing no value in doing so. I held the phone up to my ear, the spiraling cable rocking back and forth, patting my arm while I waited tentatively for the ringing to stop. After the fourth tone, the hum was abruptly severed before a distant clattering could be heard in the background, and the exhausted voice of a man answered. "Hello?" "Hello, sir. I'm calling today in response to the recent CCTV footage you were captured in. May we have—" "No, that's impossible. I... He cleared his throat. "I'm sorry, but I think you have the wrong number." "I assure you, sir, that you have been captured on CCTV. It would assist both ourselves and you that you cooperate to the best of your ability throughout the duration of this call." The man remained silent for a while, his breathing creating a static crackle before something in the distance clattered again. It sounded faintly metallic, the same sort of sound as if you were to drop a steel pipe onto concrete or drop your keys in a tunnel. "Sir?" Yeah, I'm still here." "Sir, I'd like to remind you that this call is urgent and could result in detriments to your life." "Well, I wouldn't have done it if you didn't force me to." "I'm sorry, sir, but I need you to take this seriously. We have contacted a lawyer on your behalf and require a sum of $100 for early payment." "What do I need a lawyer for? You told me this would be off the records." "I'm sorry, sir, but the authorities will not overlook the CCTV footage." The man scoffed, sending a wave of static crackling down the line that pierced my ears before an ensemble of echoing footsteps broke the silence as the man began to heave. "Do you know how hard it is being alone?" "I'm sorry, sir, but I don't think that—" "It's soul-destroying. You said it yourself. You said that I wouldn't be alone again." This was followed by silence before I heard a loud slam of what I can only describe as sounding like a submarine door or a bunker. "Sir, I think you're getting me—" "Oh no, you've been calling me. I don't know how, but you're always there. I don't even answer the phone, not alone does it ring. But whenever I pick up the phone for anything, you're there." I felt as if I were close to making a sell. I thought that changing tactics would ignite something in him more cooperative. "Yes, I have, sir. Everything I said is true, but that doesn't expel the fact that you have been caught on CCTV, and we need to do something about it. But there weren't any cameras at her house. The hairs on my arms and neck stuck up on end. Okay, sir. What is your name? With that, we can compare it with the records provided to us by the police and determine whether you were involved. Is this a test? Sir, I assure you this isn't a test. You said I didn't have one. Have what? A name. You said I would be granted one after. After what, sir? Everything. You said that way I wouldn't get lost, that I wouldn't be alone, and that you would find me. I mean, you found me. You found me. I did as you said, and you found me. What's my name? Please, I must know. Sir, I don't Wait, what? What are you talking about? Then why did you tell me to do it? Why? The clattering became louder now, the man's footsteps increasing in speed, breaking into a sprint of heavy repeated steps, until another slam was heard, possibly created by his own impact. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Sir? Are you... She won't quit rattling. You told me she wouldn't mind. You said I was saving her. Sir, whatever it is you're about to do, please contact the police immediately. This will do no good for the case already stacked against you. Wait, she's trying to say something. A sound of tearing fabric crackled down the line, followed by a cacophony of mumbled groans before a gasp broke the tension so loud it was as if the man had resuscitated her back to life. The woman coughed loudly for a few seconds before starting to heave. The woman's breathless voice began to be heard in the background. What's happening? Who are you? I don't know. He won't tell me. Sir, release the woman immediately. I can't. You said that it must be done. Sir, I repeat, do not do anything to the girl. This is not a test. How do I know? You said that before. You've said that hundreds of times, and when I believe you, you punish me. You make me alone again. Sir, there must be another way. You said it was either her or the Red Shoe House. You made me choose. The woman's older, so I... Let me go, you psychopath. Shut up. My body jerked in revolt at the sound. A meaty thud. The spray of blood and skin flying through the air, infecting my imagination. It was like a geyser. A quick burst of something that sounded wet and dense, crackling into static, masking screams and cries for a brief second that I could barely hear in the background. The sounds that followed have plagued my ears for hours, deafening the world around me into tone-deaf ramblings. The thuds continued in static bursts down the line. I even think the man started to use the phone itself as the blood-curdling screams of the woman became progressively louder and quieter in quick succession of one another. The rattling of chains ramping up into incomprehensible thrashes of noise that drowned out all other sounds until they progressively became quieter and quieter until finally ceasing altogether. My hands were drenched in sweat, the receiver slick with a steady trickle down to my desk starting to form. My mouth agape and sapped of moisture, I remained frozen in suspended terror for what was about to follow. The man grunted with each thud. It must have lasted 10 minutes before the man stopped breathlessly trying to speak. It's done. I couldn't respond. My eyes bulged out of their sockets in disbelief. There is a fourth response to the flight or fight response, and I have achieved it. Fight, flight, freeze, and deafen. A steady ring formed in my ears, growing in intensity, desperately grasping at anything left of my sanity and self-perceived morality. Wait, she's not ready yet. This was the test all along. You tried to convince me otherwise, but you thought I forgot, didn't you? I assure you I haven't. She will be joining you soon and awaiting my arrival." The sound of metallic whirring deafened the receiver, which peaked in retort to the ear-piercing sound before the call gave out. I've since quit my job and reported the incident to the police along with the number on the sheet, but with no recorded evidence of the call that took place, police are hesitant to enforce a full-blown investigation. My boss was taken aback, hurling words of abuse and disapproval my way, but it didn't faze me as I had grown numb to sound. My body is numbed further, still after finding my daughter's red shoes in the window of our living room, and our Ring camera capturing a hooded figure staring out the house for a few minutes before abruptly leaving. I fear my family's lives are at stake.